Hey, rural Texas, or actually all Texans, while you were at work today, let me tell you what happened down in Austin. Um, the Texas legislature is in a special session, which you probably hear on the news. Today, they were set to take up a congressional redistricting bill that's being promoted by the governor, by Trump, and Republican House members are kind of leading the charge on getting that bill passed. Yesterday, the Democrats, a majority of the Democrats, 56 to be exact, left the state in an attempt to break a quorum, which is really one of the only tools that the minority would have to stop a bill since they don't have the votes to kill it. Um, Redistricting is a purely partisan, purely political effort. There's no philosophy, there's no policy in it. It's a Republican versus Democrat effort. The Democrats don't have enough votes, so their tactic, which is a constitutional remedy that they have available to them, was to leave, and they went to Illinois. So today at 3 o'clock, the Texas House convened. The Democrats were not there. They're out of state. The quorum was not there. And the Speaker of the House, Dustin Burrows, put out a call on the House and basically put out what they call civil warrants. So I guess they're detention warrants is really what they are. They're not necessarily a criminal warrant or a civil warrant under the law, but they are a detention warrant. So that empowered the sergeant at arms and whoever they asked to go do that work for them, which in this case would be DPS, to go out and to bring those Democrats back to the Texas Capitol. Now, the problem with all this is that those warrants don't cross state lines. So the Democrats left the state, and so DPS cannot cross lines to go and detain those Democrats. Now, this has happened in history around redistricting, actually, back in 2003, which I actually was a staff member in the Texas Senate. The House members fled the state to avoid a redistricting bill, and then came back, and then subsequently the Democrats in the Senate left the state as well. But unfortunately for Democrats, while this is a remedy to basically stall the process, it doesn't necessarily change the vote. So more to come. Um, this could drag on for days. It could drag on for 2 weeks, which would then end the first special session. Special sessions only last 30 days, so there is a timeline to that. Republicans are going to argue that the Democrats leaving the state is going to stop things like flooding from being addressed, which is partially true. Legislatively, yes, but the governor does have some tools in his toolbox to address the flooding situation without the legislature being in session. Republicans are already, calling for the Democrats to come back. The governor's launched an ad campaign against Democrats. Anyway, things are getting wild. In the meantime, reports out today showing polls that Texans and Americans care about grocery bills and economic issues. I call them kitchen table issues that they're facing day to day. So hopefully these politicians can get over their plays for political power and get back to Texas, get back on the same page, and start working for Texans. But I'll keep you posted on this very interesting historical event taking place in Texas around redistricting and a quorum break.